One of the most important things to start this review off with is to tell you what the Switch Lite isn't, because between that and the original model, there's actually quite a few differences. First and foremost, the Switch Lite is a true handheld device, meaning you really can't connect it to a TV. It is how it is. And that also means because of how it's built, you can't disconnect the Joy-Cons like you could on the original Switch either. That also means that there's some games which you outright just can't play. But if you can push past those limitations, there's a truly wonderful console here, and over the past few weeks, I've become a huge fan. Nintendo knows how to make a good handheld console. They've been doing it for years, as you can see over there, and it's the company's bread and butter in a way, and the Switch Lite really shows off how good they are. The plastic is soft to the touch, the buttons have more travel than the original Switch, and the D-pad is much nicer to boot too. Also, because the console is now one unit, it feels much sturdier and it just feels right in the hand. I would go as far as to say that this is Nintendo's best feeling console in years. It's funny because when you go back to the OG Switch, when you compare it to this, it feels like an absolute monster in comparison and just bulky and clumsy, whereas the Switch Lite just has that svelte and slim feel to it, and for handheld play, the Switch Lite is much nicer. Nintendo are using a new processor in the Switch Lite as well, and while it won't give you any graphical prowess over the original, it does give you around 5 hours of battery life compared to the 3 hours of what we've had before. And on a portable focus console, that's a really good upgrade to have. During my testing, around 4 to 5 hours seems pretty much on point, but that does depend on what game you're playing. Some games which use less power can get you a bit more battery life out of it, but I've been playing mostly Link's Awakening recently, and I've been getting around 4 to 5 hours out of it, so you really can't complain there. In other design changes, the screen is a little bit smaller at 5.5 inches compared to the 6.2 of the original Switch, but because it's the same resolution, it actually looks like a sharper image, which is really nice to have. I still wish Nintendo had gone for a 1080p screen on the Switches in general, but I guess it does help with battery life being pushed at 720p, so I guess that's understandable and arguably more important on a portable focus console. The final piece of design that is different is that the Switch Lite speakers face downwards rather than at you, and originally I thought that was going to be quite a big shame because front-firing speakers are always better. However, they still get plenty loud enough and the difference in quality is minimal, so it's really no biggie. Overall, I love the design of this thing, and Nintendo have provided some wonderful colours as well. The turquoise I have here is just really nice, and they've done a grey and a yellow colourway as well, and they all look absolutely slick. They're really worth seeing in person because any camera or anything like that doesn't really do it justice. It just pops right out at you, and I think it looks fantastic. There's only one design change that I really wish Nintendo had implemented into the Switch Lite, which would have been Bluetooth for wireless headphones. That would have really built into this ethos of it being a handheld first device and something that you can take with you on the go. You can get adapters that give it Bluetooth functionality, but they're all kind of ugly and I don't really want to carry around something else as well. So those are my thoughts on the overall console, but it just brings us back round to this question of whether you should buy one or not. Personally, I think if you don't own a Switch already, then you probably shouldn't go for a Switch Lite. This isn't the full experience that Nintendo wanted you to get with a Switch. The whole console is built around this idea of being able to switch your playstyles depending on how you like to game, and with the Switch Lite, you totally lose that philosophy. Also, some games like Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey look absolutely stunning on the big screen, and I think it'd be a real shame if you didn't experience them in that way. However, if you're not interested in connecting it to a TV or playing it locally multiplayer wise, then the Switch Lite could be a really good companion for a traveller or someone who's on a longer commute. And if you're looking to upgrade your aging 3DS, or you just want a powerful console that is completely portable, I have no doubt that you'll absolutely love the Switch Lite. Not to mention, if you haven't experienced the Switch's game library, there's never been a better time to jump in. Nintendo came out swinging in 2017, and they really haven't let up since. There's a new Pokemon on the horizon, Animal Crossing is coming soon, And exciting for people like me is Metroid Prime 4 is in development and a Breath of the Wild sequel. So the game library is just fantastic, and not to mention the eShop is full of really great indie titles. So that rounds up my thoughts on the Switch Lite. Hopefully it's made it easier for you to decide whether you should pick one up or not, and not more complicated. I think there's quite a lot of things to think about, so hopefully it's helped you out. If you enjoyed the video, do pop a like. If you've got any questions about the Switch Lite, just ask me below and I will endeavour to get back to you. Pop a subscribe if you did love the video, and hit the notification bell as well. That would be fantastic, and I will see you all in the next one. You should buy Link's Awakening.